darlings, happy Wednesday to everybody and welcome to a speed build. You might have thought Let's Build the Worlds was coming today, but I actually had this video finished beforehand and I was like, do you know what? I'm going to spend a little bit more time on my Let's Build the Worlds video. So I'm going to bring that out tomorrow. We are starting the penthouse tomorrow. So I thought I would treat you all with the speed build that I have finished. And here it is, a little doggy daycare centre. We are in the world of Brindleton Bay on a 20 by 30 lot. And it just came to me one day. I was just like, I've never even thought about building like a little doggy daycare centre. So this is a place where if you had a place of work, you would come and drop your dog off and leave them with some people who can look after it for the day until you finished work. And it works okay in gameplay. I have made this a generic lot. I've also made it a dog hangout spot and also dog friendly. So dogs do appear on this lot, but what I had to do was bring in quite a variety of my own so they would come in and play with it. So I think this would work well for maybe like, I don't know, machinimas or that kind of good vibe if you've got anything along those kind of lines. But yeah, sadly, we don't have a kind of... I wonder if there's a mod out there, actually. I didn't even try to look for that, to be honest. A little doggy daycare mod. That would be amazing. If not, then mod creators out there, please do so, because this would be the perfect lot for it. Anyway, so I wanted to go for like a sort of modern looking vibe to it. So I went for this kind of red barn and timber barn kind of adjacent next to it kind of look. And I think it looks rather smashing. I really do. So it is a place, as I said, where you come in and drop your dogs off before you go to work. But what I have done inside is a big kind of like warehouse, would you call it? Warehouse or a hall where the dogs can come and just hang out and play around together inside if it's raining. There is also a back garden area. I've done a kitchen area where they prepare the food. I've also done like a grooming station where you can bath or bathe the dogs. And I've also done some toilets in here as well, plus a reception area too. But yeah, and outside as well, I've put like a swimming pool and stuff out there in case the dogs want to have a little like swimming pool moment. But we'll speak about that a little bit further on into the video. At the minute, I'm just getting the exterior done. Ignore that sliding black door on the red barn. I wanted to do some kind of like fire exit, but in gameplay, it just didn't work out very well. The dogs kept like going out from that area. Even when I locked it, weirdly, I don't know what was going on. I was locking it for all dogs, but they seemed to still go through that door. So I got rid of that door and we ended up going for a little window instead. But yeah, very modern and contemporary. I imagine this is very much a new build. So it doesn't really reflect on the architecture around in the area of Brindleton Bay. Not really. That was the reason I wanted to go for this kind of red barn kind of vibe. So it almost pays respect to the area, because in this area of Brindleton there is like several like barns and stuff around. It almost looks like a little bit like of a farmyard here. So yeah, I put in some red barns just to reflect on that. They actually inspired me. I looked around at all the architecture and stuff. I did go for something completely different in the beginning. I went for a different vibe, but it just didn't suit it, and I only got the bare bones of that down, so it was fine. And I just changed it up. Now at the back, I would imagine all of this is like astroturf, so it's easier to clean maybe if the dogs are peeing and pooing all over it, and they're not digging down into the soil and stuff, so they can easily like hose this down after all the dogs have gone home or something. That was why I decided on going for this like very sort of artificial striped lawn look. I actually put the astroturf on the interior as well. We actually put some into in the actual hall bit. We put the astroturf too. Now ignore where I put the skylights there, and ignore this whole layout that I'm doing now as well. I actually changed this layout around because I did two kind of like doggy parlors or like grooming rooms in the beginning, but I was just like, we don't really need to. Let's just keep it to one. And then that gave me access out the back where I could put a kitchen where you could actually... Did I even say there was a kitchen in there? Don't think I did. It's a kitchen here. You can see what I'm doing now. I got rid of it. I put a kitchen here. And what that does is acts as a place where they could come and maybe prepare the dog's food, but also maybe if there's staff here, they can come in here and hang out in the kitchen and get away from things for a while. And I also do a little store cupboard in this area as well, because I would imagine a place like this would need a little heavy bit of storage. I mean, this would be my dream job. Imagine just looking after dogs all day and getting paid for it. Yes, bloody please. I could imagine it could be quite stressful as well, because dogs take up a lot of energy. And I know that firsthand after I've like being a doggy parent twice over, and especially at the minute with Daisy, she is a whirlwind. She really is. But I absolutely adore her. I really, really do. She's doing very well for all of you lovely people that are asking as well. She is doing really, really well, bless her. Yeah, she is coming into her own. She is asleep downstairs at the minute. I've left her downstairs because she was digging around in her bed in my office. So I'm watching her on the doggy cam in a minute, and she's fast asleep. So we are absolutely fine. Now, this is where the grooming room is. The grooming room. I put a bath in here. I also put like a veterinary table. But what that veterinary table is for me, we're just going to pretend it's a place where you like get the dog up onto a higher level where you can actually groom them and whatnot. So that's what we're doing. Yes, we are. Wanting to put a little bit more detail on the exterior. So that's what I went ahead and did. And I did a little bike rack and stuff in case like people wanted to drop, or staff are riding their bikes, or someone had a little chihuahua in a basket or something, you know. So I decided to put a couple of bikes out the front as well, just so, yeah, it just kind of makes it look a little bit more commercial. Having so much fun. I'm having so much fun at the minute with speed building, because I'm able to just, like this past year, I've not been able to speed build as much as I want, because I didn't have enough time. I forgot what I was saying then. I'm getting distracted because ignore that roof line. We actually go in and put a glass roof, but you'll see that in just a second. I was like, why am I putting bloody solar panels twice on? What? Why am I putting solar panels on the building twice? There we go. That was a better way of saying that. And it's because we put a glass panel in there, so you'll have to see that in a second. This is the little, what are you... the reception, shall we say? The reception where you would come in and book your dogs, and then the dog trainer will come out, and what would you call them? Dog sitter? I don't think you would call them that, would you? No idea. But they would come out, take your dog from you, and then you're allowed to go off to work. Does anybody do this? Does anybody leave their dogs with a doggy daycare? I'd be interested to know down below. I know that there is several of them in the city that I live. But I've never done it because we've either gone for a dog walker who's came in and walked the dogs when I was working like full time with Blue, or I've always been at home because I was working part-time and studying and whatnot, and here I am working from home fully, so I'm able to be with Daisy all the time. But let me know down below if you do, because I'd be very much interested to know that. I really would. So more details back here, maybe documents for the dogs and stuff. I just wanted this place to look, as I said, very modern, but also very commercial. You can imagine this being in a lot of places. And I thought, that got me thinking, what kind of things would I see in here? And maybe like pet food and stuff for sale. So that's what I start doing here. I start lifting up all of these doggy bags full of dog food. We changed the colors of them, and it looks like you could, buy them from here. I don't know about you, but at my vets and every vet that I've ever had, there's always like dog food for sale amongst other things. And I thought this would be the perfect place to kind of like have that. So I do a little bit of retail, shall we say, doggy retail therapy behind the reception desk. And yeah, I think it looks nice. I do. Looks like a nice friendly place. As contemporary as this is, I still wanted to use some bright colors and stuff. I wish I did a whole lot more of like blues and yellows rather than going for the red, just because that is the colours that dogs see the most, my loves, if not the only colours that dogs see. So I do put a few blue and yellow like things around, but I wanted to stick in with the theme of the builds, which is red. So that's what we did. Yes, we did indeed. And you can see I've slowed the speed down right down as well. This is like only on like 200%, which is practically how fast I build. It is not. You all know I'm a slow builder by now. But yeah, very slow. And I thought, what a lovely place for a little vending machine. Now that I don't get that vending machine, the one from cats and dogs, it normally goes in the vets and stuff where you get out treats for them and medicines and things. I thought that would be great here, but it turns out you have to make them, and I think that vending machine can only be on veterinary lots anyway, so it was a bit useless me putting that there. But you guys, if you want to bake your own dog treats and stuff and put them in that vending machine, then there you go. I've done the work for you, apart from the actual baking, because, well, I didn't want to be honest. But yeah, I wanted to keep this place very open, very where you could just like walk in and see all the dogs playing and stuff, so that when the owners do come and collect them, they've got, they've got options to be able to look in and see what they're getting up to. But I also made this kind of very secure as well. I put security cameras everywhere because you know what people are like out there. There are evil, horrible people out there that do go around stealing things. But yeah, put 2 bowls down there as well, just for some water in the reception area. You can, like, you know, I put the actual food bowls in the actual kind of like dog hall and also in the garden as well. We do a few dog bowls, so not everybody will so everybody will be able to have a, you know, something to eat. As I said in my last video, if I'm getting my words tongue-tied this week, it's because I had a bit of a heavy weekend, so I'm feeling much better today, but I can still getting tongue-tied today because hangovers, I just can't do them anymore. I cannot do them anymore, but I probably will have one again next week because I am going away for a friend's birthday, so do excuse me. But that's just me, you know. I'll only ever be truthful to you, my loves, and if I'm suffering, then I will be vocal about it. But yeah, cute little area. I like that little reception as well. Love the little like seating area. You can imagine them waiting. Maybe the dog's getting bathed, or they bring the dog to get groomed here or something. That was my thought process on it. And this is the actual little grooming room itself. So I wanted a little bit of privacy for the dogs. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I put up some of these blinds from Get to Work, I think they're from. Put them up in here. Little bath. We do various types of shampoos and conditioners and all sorts in here for the dogs, you know, sensitive skin, all of that kind of good stuff. I actually do a shower in this room as well. I put a shower down in this room just because I think maybe if they just got muddy paws, you don't need to have a full bath. Maybe they just could take that off the wall and shower off their paws or something, you know. But that is my thoughts on it. Yes, it is. And then that little like veterinary table, we can just pretend it's like the grooming table itself. So yeah, nice. Anyway, this is where I was like, right, let's start in the doggy hall. And I was like, oh, it looks a little bit flat and boring in here. So I decided to open out the center of the roofline and put some glass there. And it just changed the whole room. It really, really did. It made it appear a lot bigger and a lot brighter as well. And I really liked it. I really liked how it came out in the end. Really, really did. But I was like, oh shit, we've got lights there. So I do my little cheat where I use a fence and put the fence where the lights are, and everything worked out fine. So you'll see that in just a second. That's me figuring it out then. I was like, right, we're going to need to put a fence here, my loves. So I needed to move all the lights across one, which I was going to do anyway, not before. Like I saw, yeah, I was going to do it before I saw what was happening here. And it just made the room look a little bit better. It really did. And it was fun seeing all the dogs run around and play together. I really liked that. Really liked that indeed. As I said, it would be a dream job for me. It really bloody would. Really bloody would. And if anybody does work in something like this, let me know as well what it's like, because I'd be very interested. Really would. What a dream. What a dream. But as I said as well, I put AstroTurf in here, just again to give the dogs the illusion that they're outside, and we do various other things, kind of like activity wise. And this is where I was deciding, like, right, we're going to need an area that's not really separated off from the main area, but just somewhere where the dogs can come and sleep. So I decided on putting it up on a little platform, and the dogs were all coming up here quite easily and sleeping on the beds as well, which was very cute. I very much enjoyed seeing it. I was going to change the flooring out and not put AstroTurf up here, but I decided against it. And I'm glad that I did, because I think that it worked out quite well. This is me figuring out that I've completely destroyed this bloody this fence. So I'll go ahead and put this in instead. Oh, are you going to get that there, Aiden? There we go. You did it. It's because it was getting rid of the wallpaper and I couldn't be bothered to put it back on again. Why is that still a thing? You know, when you're deleting stuff and messing around with things, why do the wallpapers disappear? How long has that bug been in the game? I'm going to say a good 5 years. I think that bug's been in the game. Probably almost the same amount of time that the disappearing terrain paint bug, because I know that for a fact is still in the game as well. How annoying. Get in and sort it, please, devs. Bloody hell. Honestly. But yeah, I do 3 big beds and I think I do 4. Or do I do 3? I can't remember. More smaller beds. But I actually change out the colours for these a little bit more. I changed the colours out for them, make it look a little bit more brighter. It was looking a little bit too monochrome in this area, and I was just like, do you know what? Let's bring some more colours in. So we end up doing that. We end up doing that a little bit further on, I think. There we go. There's the colours. Popped in some yellows and blues, like I said I would. Now I wanted to put some murals up on the wall, and these ones here from Parenthood came in really handy. I just really loved the look of these little like tree the little logs, little tree trunks. And I wanted to bring in some greenery as well. So I put some of this ivy in here too, just to give that, again, I wanted that very much inside outside feeling here for the doggies, even though they have got a big backyard, and they were all out there more than they were in here, to be honest with you. And this little nook over here was perfect to be able to put in some of those like automatic feeders. So I put them in and set them up for every hour. But yeah, rather nice. And I was like, oh, do you know what this place is missing a little bit, especially in here? It's like storage. So I use some of those kitchen cupboards, and what I do is have to lift up all of these like treat bowls to be on top of it. And we can just pretend that those cupboards are just full of trinkety bits. And I can see now that those cupboards are like floating, so I do have to bring them down. It's amazing what I keep in, like the mistakes that I keep in, but I just want to be real, you know. Not everything's perfect all of the time. And my idea was, like, I know this is like a US based world, and I've always like seen like dogs peeing up against, what are these called again? Fire hydrants? Hydrants, that's right. We don't really have these in the UK, but I thought, what a perfect place to put them, just in case they do go like for a pee inside. There is a perfect place for them to be able to pee now. So I do a little bit of a concrete moment and then put the fire hydrant on top of it, and I just thought that worked out quite nicely, actually. Very much like that indeed. And this is that little kitchen, so you can imagine this is where they come, as I said, to prepare the doggies' food and lunches and whatnot. And even some of the staff, I reckon the staff come in here, maybe hang out, have their lunch. I end up putting a microwave in here. Maybe that can be used for very particular dogs who prefer their dinner to be a bit more of a hotter temperature, which I can imagine. Or the staff's dinner, you know, either way. I wouldn't want to cook my dinner after like dog food and that being in there, but you know, why not? Blue and Daisy are on a raw diet. They've all like, I just saw the benefits with Blue, with him being on a raw diet, that I was like, do you know what? I'm going to stick Daisy on it too. And she absolutely loves it. But the only problem is she eats so fast. So I've had to get her the kind of like lick mats and bowls that stop her from eating so fast, because she eats really fast and then she gets the hiccups. And adorable, absolutely adorable to see a dog with hiccups, but I don't want that to be a thing, you know, where they're just demolishing food. You would not believe the speed that she eats. It was absolutely nuts. It really was. End up putting a little mini fridge over on this side. Yeah, we put a little mini fridge over here and a bin as well. So that area does change a little bit, I think, and I end up putting a little like community cork board or something above it as well. There we go. That's stunning. Again, staff room, just want to give that kind of like feeling to it. And there we go. There is that little what was I going to say? Fridge. There we go. But yeah, anyway, out the back, this area here, I wanted to fence this area in. I mean, this is a very low fence. Most dogs, well, bigger dogs anyway, could jump over this if they were needed to. But I just wanted the pool area to be separated off from an area where the dogs would be out just playing around, you know, just in case. You don't know, like, not all dogs can swim, you know. Blue could never swim. He was not a swimmer in the slightest. But that is not a rare thing for French Bulldogs because they're very top heavy. So I tried him out a few times swimming and nope. Blue was definitely not a swimmer. He just used to sink like a pebble, bless him, with his face just like peering out the top of the water. So yeah, very safely, of course. I was in the water with him. I didn't just like throw him into the pool or the sea or something. But yeah, and that's why I brought out that, just in case, you know, throwing a little like life buoy around a dog. I mean, I'd be jumping in after him, to be honest with you. I remember seeing a video not that recent, no, quite recently actually, of this dog who fell in like a pool and they couldn't swim, and the owners were literally not jumping in the water after them. They were like by the side of the water trying to grab them from the side of the water for too much of a long time, and it really annoyed me. I really wanted to slap the owners. I really did. Has anybody else seen that video out there? Because it absolutely infuriated me. I was like, fucking jump in the water, you twat. Your dog is literally drowning and you're there, come here. Like, honestly, some people shouldn't be dog owners out there. That is very, very true. Animal owners, full stop, actually. Thank you. I've set my pace. We're moving on. You obviously saw me do the obstacle course there. That's really cute. Love seeing the gameplay and stuff from that. The dogs go through the tunnels and stuff. Very, very cute. And it works out well with this, area too. really does. You won't see me furnish the bathrooms either, because you all know my feelings on bathrooms. But yeah, there are 2 of them. Anyway, my loves, I'm going to leave you now. I will be back tomorrow with more Let's Build the Worlds. You're going to go and watch a lovely video tour now. Give me some lovely comments down below, my sweethearts. And I will see you all in tomorrow's video. Goodbye.